God. Ask God.
Hey Scott, my name's Seth. First, I want to say thank you. If it wasn't for you and the podcast, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at today. From listening to the podcast, I chose to take my little bit of startup money and spend it on inventory rather than one of those expensive courses. Just a real quick comment on inventory. I went to Alibaba, but went to the wholesale side of the site and was able to order just 100 units. And on that side of the site, it comes with trade assurance, and you can pay however you want with PayPal or credit card or what have you. Also, I just launched my first product in FBA and just looked yesterday on my listing, and I have a #1 new release badge in my category, which was pretty cool. So I have two questions. The first one is, if I make an improvement to my product, should I keep it on the same listing or put it on a whole nother listing? And then my second question is it better to sell really fast and get your BSR up and go out of stock, or slow down your sales and wait until you get more inventory in there? Thank you so much for everything you do, and I hope to hear an answer on the show. Thanks again. Have a good day.
Hey, Seth, thank you so much for the question and the little knowledge bomb there. I love it. You added a little knowledge bomb to your question. I love it. So some of you are probably saying, okay, Scott, what do you mean? Well, what Seth had said was going to Alibaba and then going under the wholesale option. There's a wholesale option there on the page. If you look around on that page, and I just pulled up the page because I wanted to actually look into this myself so I can give you guys an example. But yeah, if you go over to the right-hand side, it depends on when you're looking at this, but somewhere on the page, you'll see an option there to look at wholesale. So this way here, you're not necessarily private labeling it. And there's a couple of different things that this could be really cool for, okay? Number one, if you didn't want to go through AliExpress, you can go right through Alibaba and just use the wholesale, but you're not going to be able to private label it. And that's fine. As you can hear, Seth has done this with 100 units, makes it easier. You can, use credit card. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. The shipping is usually calculated right there for you. So all of that stuff, and you can test a product really, really quick. Okay. And I actually went in here and I looked for my garlic press. All right. I went in here and seen if I could find a garlic press, and I found a ton. And I actually found one that I'm actually looking at right here. And it's actually a stainless steel garlic press. And it's actually not the normal garlic press that you would, use as like it would open up and then you would close it. It's more of the one that it looks kind of like a little pan in a sense, and then it's got like the holes in it, and then you push down with two hands, and then it kind of pushes through. So it's different. It's like a crusher, I guess, is what they would call it. But I can get for 100 to 199 pieces for $1.50. I can get this stainless steel garlic press, and it's kind of a unique looking one. And the shipping cost on 100 units would be $116. All right, so you can see there that's going to be about another, let's call it, to make it easy, $1, a little more than $1. So let's say for $2.60, I could have this thing shipped to my door, right? And press buy now and basically fill in all of my details, right? I can do PayPal, I can do it all. MasterCard, Visa. So right here, it's right there. Now, if I want to order 2,000 or 200 to 499 pieces, it's $1.40. If I want to order 500 pieces or more, it's $1.38. Not a huge difference, but they give you those options. And that's right here. I'm even looking here from more suppliers. I see another one that's got different colors. You can get a pink one, you can get a green one, a blue one, and they're 68 cents to 90 cents, right? So I'm not necessarily saying that this is going to work 100% for finding your ideal product, but it is a way to test a product, okay? And again, I'm going off a little bit of your question right now, Seth. We're going to get to that in a second, but I did want to really talk about this because, again, a lot of people say, Scott, how can you do it? AliExpress seems really expensive, this, that, and the other thing. Well, I just went in here and literally spent like less than 2 minutes, and I found a garlic press that I could technically put on the market. Now, whether it's going to sell because it's not really a great market because it's so competitive, that might be true. But I was able to do this. Now, here's the other little thought I was thinking about. Let's say, for example, you wanted to have a bundle or something to add to your current thing. Well, this could be another option. And then you would have to bundle it inside of your other products. So you'd have to have them shipped both to you, but it is an option. Okay. Or maybe buying 2 products here, having them both shipped to you, and then you package it and then you put it in. Again, going back to the very beginning of the show, no excuses, right? Just getting something launched that you could then learn the process. Of course, you need to still do the market validation. You got to make sure that there's a market there for the item that you're looking for. I'm not saying be careless or reckless, right? But I'm saying there's thousands of products in here in the wholesale spot that you could actually use this for. Or you could add one of these on the wholesale side to add as a bundle, or a bundle item to it, right? So I just wanted to point that out, and I'm glad that Seth had mentioned this because I think it's really, really important to understand that you don't just have to go to AliExpress. You can actually use the wholesale side of Alibaba. All right. So now let's go ahead and answer your question, Seth, or your questions, I should say. Okay. The first one, if you improve the product, so let's say, for example, I think what you're saying is you've got this wholesale product that you're buying. It's a garlic press, let's say. And now you're going to add a new one, but might have maybe black rubber handles on it, or a handle on it, right? Versus the other one was just plain, stainless steel. Well, here's what you could do. I would not launch it on a brand new listing. What I would do is I would add a variation for the new product. Okay. So now you have 2 different garlic presses. One has a rubber handle and one has, a stainless steel handle. Okay. So I would have both of those. Now it's up to you if you want to let the first product that you created, this test product, let's say, it's up to you if you want to let that run out of stock. And then that just won't show up anymore, but it'll still be an option to add that variation to it. All right. This way here, any of the reviews that you've already built on this listing are going to stay there. All right. This way here, you don't lose all that. Now, if you're going to do this for your garlic press and you get it up and running and you get some sales and you start getting some reviews, but then you launch a basketball and you want to put that on the garlic press, no, I'm not saying that. It's got to be the same product, just maybe a different look or a different, sizing or whatever. But then I would add that as a variation. Okay. So this way here, again, you could have different colors, right? You could have, maybe red, yellow, and blue. So then you could add all different variations. So it doesn't have to be identical to the first product you launch, but the first product you would have to then let it run out of stock after the fact, or just keep that in stock to have another variation there. If it's a wholesale item, it doesn't really matter. Just put it on your listing and it's going to sit there and you might pick up a few sales from it. That's probably what I would end up doing as long as you're getting sales from that. So that's what I would do there. Okay. So keep the listing as long as it is the same product. Okay. Or product style. All right. Now moving on to the second part of your question was your BSR ranking and running out of stock, whether you should do that or if you should wait until you have more stock. Here's my thought on this. In the beginning, you want to see how many sales you can get a day kind of thing, right? You don't want to, hold it back, right? So you want to give it everything that you've got. So my suggestion would be ramp it up as much as you can with the amount of stock that you have and then see what happens. I would then, if you're starting to get traction, I'm talking like in the first week, if you're starting to get some traction, I'd reorder like as soon as you can, just reorder. But then what I would do is I would be more aggressive once I got more stock in. Okay. And I was just on a hangout, on a coaching call with our class this past weekend, and Rich Kibble was on, and he's just basically left his job, I believe. Yes, officially, he's just left his job and he started last May, and he's doing really, really well. But he said what he's done, because he has run out of stock, but what he's done in the past and now what he does in the future is like when he's launching a product, kind of similar to what you've done, is he'll test it and validate it. All right. And instead of giving away 100 units right out of the gate, what he'll do is he'll give away maybe 25 units, get some reviews, and then he'll then run his bigger promotion after that. And the reason for that is if you go ahead and you do a big old push on that promotion and you get ranking on page 1, that's great and all. But if you're not converting on page 1 because you don't have enough reviews, you're kind of wasting that push. So to kind of make this simpler, what I would recommend doing in your case especially is get some reviews, Don't have to be over aggressive, right? Just go get some reviews, give away 20 units, 25 units, something like that. Get, 15, 20 reviews. And then when you get your bigger stock in, then really do a bigger promotion and then try to get on page 1, and then your conversion should be higher. All right. So that's what I would do there. And I kind of picked that up from Rich this past weekend that we had our hangout. And I thought that it was pretty interesting on how he's doing that. And I think it makes a lot of sense, because a lot of us think right out of the gate, we want to get on page 1. But if you get on page 1, that's great and all. But if you don't have enough reviews, you probably won't convert. So then you're going to have to do another one after the fact. So you could be spending more money rather than just doing it slowly. So I like that approach. So I just wanted to share that with you guys listening today, and also you, Seth. So sounds like you're doing great. I love it that you're out there taking action and you're sampling and validating the market before you go ahead and order a lot more. So really, really awesome. Keep me posted. I really want to know how you make out with this approach, and also from there on your additional variations on this particular product. So definitely keep me posted. If you guys want to submit a question, head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do that. I want to also, again, remind you guys, if you're brand new and this is your first time to the show, I want to welcome you. I love hanging out with you guys. This is just awesome to be able to virtually connect like this. And that's why I love the Ask Scott sessions. But if you are brand new and you're just getting your feet wet and you don't understand the entire process, the entire business model, I would recommend attending one of my live free workshops. This is where I break it down for you in 5 phases: how to pick a market and a product, how to source it, how to do a pre-launch, how to do a launch, how to promote the product, and everything in between. We go over that on a workshop, and we go through every single thing. We also do live Q&A. So if you want to attend one of them, I would love to invite you to the next one, and you can register for the next one by heading over to theamazingseller.com/workshop, and you can register there for an upcoming workshop. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com, and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session, and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business, and this way here you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.